Hey, it's James and welcome back to another video. And today what I want to talk about is the idea of going into e-commerce full-time and making money online or doing a 9-to-5 job. A lot of people message me and they say, hey, listen, I'm getting started with e-commerce and online business. Should I quit my job and do this full-time or should I not? And I have some opinions on this after working with over 1,500 students and having some of the most insane results and success rates in the industry. I know this stuff very, very well, and I've seen pretty much every single example. People who do this part-time, people who quit their job and do it full-time, people who quit their job and make it an insane career of theirs. I've seen every single outcome, and what I want to do in this video is give you a bit of perspective, a bit of insight into the way that you should look at stuff like this. Now, for context, I'm 24 years old. I started my journey when I was 18, and I quit my job when I was 19 years old, which means for half a decade, I've technically been unemployed. But I've done that by building online businesses, selling millions online, going into bunches of different industries, having a blast, stacking my skills. I can give you some pretty good advice on what you should be doing. Now, here's the biggest thing. First and foremost, this is not an either or scenario. You don't decide to start an online business and suddenly boom, quit your job, see you later. It's not usually how it works. Normally what happens is there's a bit of a transition period. From getting started to quitting your job, there's a period where you're learning the skills, doing trial and error, probably working with a coach. You start making your first few dollars online. You start to get good. You start to scale it up. You start to see real, tangible results, and then the questions start to pop up. If you're not making at least a bit of money online, you shouldn't even be considering this unless you don't have a job to begin with, and then just go into a full-time. May as well. But with my students, this is what I recommend. First things first, don't quit your job. Don't cut down your hours at your work. That's your source of income. That's your stability. That's what allows you to have a roof over your head, have delicious food, go out for a nice date night with your partner. That is your bread and butter. We don't want to mess with that for now. What you should be doing is finding or creating the time outside of your shifts to learn systems, work with a coach, get your skills up, and start making your first few dollars online. The biggest thing is the first dollar you make online is always going to be the hardest. It takes you the longest to get there. But once you make it, things start to happen quite quickly. So all you want to focus on is finding time outside of your work to get to that first few dollars online. That's where things start to change. You've found a skill that's working for you and you've proven it in the form of money in your pocket, right? From there, if you're saying, hey, listen, I like that. I like the way that felt. That's cool. Money came in my pocket from the internet. Let's get more. What you want to focus on is matching your current income with your job for at least 2 to 3 months consistently. Why? Because firstly, if you're leaving your income, you want to make sure your income online is roughly matching that so that you can pay your bills. But secondly, you don't want to be a 1-month wonder. You want to ensure for 2-3 months, you've got some stability there, or even it's growing. If you don't have that, it's 1 month this, 2nd month this, 3rd month this, I wouldn't do it yet. Clearly your skills aren't where they need to be just yet, and that's fine. You don't need to quit your job in your first few months, but that's a sign there's still a little bit more work to do. But once you're at a point where for 2 to 3 months, your income has matched what you normally make in your job and even got a little bit higher, that's the point where we want to have a conversation about maybe committing to doing this full time. And the reason why we do it is not for the reason that you seek. It's not because you suddenly want to lie around all day, binge watch Breaking Bad on TV and drink pina coladas all day. No, it's because if you're making this money online on the side of your job, then there's a bit of an opportunity cost there where what if I just worked all day from home and actually had to go all in on the business? Would I be able to make 3 to 4 times more? And in most cases, if you've got a proven business, you're actually losing money by being at the job. So first things first, you want to match your income for 2 to 3 months. The second thing is go to your bank account and ensure that you have at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up that you can use, assuming that for the next 3 to 6 months, everything turns to shit, your income goes down the drain and you can't make any more money. You want to have at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in the account so that you can live off those and not be freaked out if there's a little fluctuation with your business. And then the third thing is this. Now that you've quit your job, you have a lot of time on your hands, but that does not mean you can afford to waste it. You see, you're in a position right now where you could have some insane growth in your income and in your business, or you can waste this time and 3 to 6 months go back to your job with your tail between your legs, embarrassed you weren't able to make it work. The biggest thing is that some people take this opportunity and then they ruin all the progress that they made. They slack off, they get lazy, they make excuses, and of course their business doesn't grow. And look, every person in the world is different. Some people, like a lot of my students, they don't want to quit their job and do this stuff full time. If they can make an extra 1 to 2 grand per month on the side, so they can spend more time with their friends and family on date nights, taking their kids out, or pay for an extra 1 or 2 vacations or holidays a year, they're happy, and that's a lot of my students. There's also a bunch of people who want to do this stuff full time. Usually a bit of the younger crowd that want to do this, go online and work for themselves, and that's great. I'm really, really glad that I did it. Every single person is different, but for me, I'm glad that at 19, I decided to quit my job and go online full time because at least at that age, it taught me to be responsible. I moved out of home, quit my job, got a lease on an apartment, which I had to pay for each month, and I had to make it work. I had bills, I had expenses, I had responsibility, and I had to pull my big boy socks up and actually build the business that works consistently long term. Up until that point, it was a hobby. I was making great money, but I was treating it like a hobby. As soon as I quit my job, my stability, and I moved into an apartment on my own, away from my parents, I had to man up. And so I believe that in that period from 19 to 20, I probably grew up a little bit more than, say, most guys at 19 to 20 because I had a bit more responsibility. And I'm glad that I did it because in the 3, 4, 5 years since that, I've done a lot. I'm really proud of that. But every single person is different. Don't take this video as a sign that you need to quit your job tomorrow, start building an e-commerce business. But use this video as a guide. If you're in the position where you're starting to make some money with it, what should you do and when should you do it? This should be really, really helpful for you. So with that being said, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I monitor it all. I'm here to help. And I'll see you in the next video.